I wanted to ask you, going back to your last point there, about something else I think I saw you post about, and correct me if I'm wrong and feel free to elaborate, but you said
Right.
something to the effect of you don't have to love the game to get better.
Mm.
You have to love the game to get better. What do you think about that?
I rethink a lot of stuff, meaning like things that I was taught as a kid, like just
Mm,
trying to unpack some of the stuff that I thought was, I questioned when I was younger, but just didn't know how to go about it. Thought process. I'm a little kid. I know, okay, cool. You shoot with you don't shoot, you just shoot with fingertips, and you don't all that stuff. Like, so this was kind of like one of those things. Um, what you gotta love the game, love your pad, love. Like, no, it's not true. It's not true. It's a I've been in the gym with leaguers that you would think is the hardest worker in the world. They come in late. They don't care. They complain the whole workout. And they are considered great and their numbers show it. So it's not true. And I'm tired of people, and the reason I said that is because I'm tired of people putting that pressure on kids
mm.
because now they're conflicted. They're like, well, do I really love the game? Uh, should I play it? I don't know if I should. I'm not really doing like, no, relax. Give as much as you want to the game as you think you want to give to it, and it will be reciprocated. That's simple as that.
I
As
love
simple
that.
as that. I felt like I just felt like it was a lot of cliches that are just thrown on kids. Like, you gotta love it, you just gotta be your life. No, it doesn't. Ball don't gotta be your life.
Mm.
Ball don't got they had us in the chokehold 2010 to 2014. Ball don't gotta be life. It don't. Now, the the aspects that you learn from the game of basketball or just sports in general, there's a saying that, hey, you can learn a lot from somebody by playing pickup. That is the truest thing
Mm.
I've ever heard. I know who a crash out is just by playing pickup with them. I know who take care of their family just by playing pickup with them. I can tell you, I can tell who goes to work every day.
Or and who hates their job.
Who hates
You
their
can,
job. Hey, based on pickup, that is the truest thing.
yo, that is
But you
crazy.
do not need to love this game in order to be extraordinary at it. You do
Mm.
not. You
Mm. I
don't.
love that. I love that,
Yeah.
bro. Because I mean, listen, I've struggled with certain kids who, and I know a lot of us have seen examples of this where the parent loves it more than them.
Oh my God. Oh
Which
my
is
God.
which is a real challenge. But I love how you say that because it really always is about meeting them where they are in where
Uh-huh.
whatever level of love they have for the game. And
Absolutely.
I think that's a great message for those kinds of kids because they're always trying to honestly even sometimes fake their love to make it seem like their love is as high as their parents' love or the person
Mm-hmm.
who's kind of like encouraging them. And it doesn't have to be that. You don't have to love it as much as them. You don't have it doesn't have to be that deep.
Right.
And I've listen, I admit I've been guilty of that because I've said to parents,
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, your kid doesn't she doesn't love the game enough. And it's
Mm-hmm.
okay, but she won't love it enough to do certain things. But
Right.
she's showing up to workouts. She's doing this
Yeah.
and that. I mean, if he didn't want to do it, he probably would have said something by now. Like,
That's where they want
he's
to be
not
at.
miserable. It's just
Mm-hmm.
that if you push him too much, if you expect too much of him, that's when it gets miserable and the love
Right.
starts to you start to just cripple the love out of him. But
Right.
there's an I love how you said that because as long as you meet them where they are in their love, then at least they'll experience the reciprocation that is meant for them from the game.
That's all you need.
Give me some of your best tips for players that are trying to become more shifty.
More shifty.
Yeah, and if you could even, I don't want to say define shifty, but like kind of explain what shifty means to you and how to achieve that.
Shifty has a lot of components to it, in my opinion. Component one, a lot of people don't want to deal with is you have to be physically able to do it, meaning you have to stretch, meaning you have to get in the gym and pick up a 5 dumbbell kettle and jump from one leg to the other and fully engage your quad, your glute, and you got to be able to load and explode off of each leg equally.
Mm,
That's just the first part. Second part is you have to have a basic knowledge of when to do moves. Martin, we still didn't touch the court yet. Third, you have to pick out who is the most shifty that you've seen. Okay,
Mm,
Kyrie, Jamal Crawford. We got a couple guys that never met in the league that high school phenoms,
yeah.
Kill Carr, stuff like
Yeah.
that. The list can go down even more. And you
Hmm.
got to see what they do in each situation. That kind of helps out when should I do moves.
Yeah.
And then third, you have to be creative. You're not going to go ahead. I mean, fourth, you got to be creative. Like you're not going to go ahead and okay, I got to work on my crossovers. I got to work on my between legs. I got to work on my behind the back. Yeah, these are all the basic moves that we all have. These are the It's only six moves everybody does. Kyrie also, you know what I mean? You got the in and out, you got the crossover, you got between legs, you got behind the back, you got the spin move, you got the wrap behind the back. That's the only dribble moves in the game of basketball. You have to get creative, right? And it's gosh, it's even more. Now that I'm thinking about it, it's even more. And now that you got that and you got the basis of that, you have to go back to what we talked about earlier, getting downhill, imagining the rotations, and then coming off of that. And then last but not least, you gotta rep just like shooting because
Mm,
the reason, going back to what I just said about just the six moves, Kyrie, as far as moves go, is not special.
hmm.
We all do them.
Hmm.
His reaction
Mm,
to what he is looking at is
yeah.
another realm. Like it. Street ball. I've watched a lot of basketball in my life, and one street ball, Rucker Park, story after story from legends. Everybody says there's nothing like Kyrie. Okay. And then if you think about, okay, cool, we can't get to Kyrie level, or maybe we can strive to. But then the gap to the next guy, which I don't even know who the next guy is.
Right. Right.
The next guy might be all of us. That's how ahead Kyrie is. But you got to be able to react in a manner like, "Hey, I'm dribbling before he. I'm making him. I know the move he's going to make before he even makes his move. He's playing chess.
Mm,
Like I listen to a lot of defensive players, and I'm sure you watched this clip before. It was a clip of Iman Shumpert, and he was like, "Kyrie is the only person I've guarded where I don't think he knows what he's going to do before he does it."
yeah.
He said, because I can't time it. I can time everybody else. Even if I get scored on 30 points, 40, cool. They're just tough.
Right.
Cool. But I don't know what he's about to do. That's
That is scary. That is
that
terrifying, bro. Because Dev, you only have two
that's,
hands and 2 feet.
you
He's
only
built
got
just
two.
like the rest of us. But when you hear description, it's like you're like, dang, like it sounds like he got like 10 arms. Like you, but it really when
Yo,
it's
it's
someone like
crazy.
that in front of you, it can feel like that. Like, yo, I don't know what combination he's about to throw out there because hand speed components come in. There are mechanics and of athleticism and stuff that kind of come into it, but a lot of it
Yeah.
is just that understanding of, you know, again, details of how low you are to the ground, how low the hands are to the ground, your
Details,
base,
man.
obviously, we know your base is everything. Like,
It's so much. So I mean, like just going back to what you were asking, get in the lab. That's my answer. Get in the lab. Here goes a real answer. Develop one two move combo, and
mhm.
from there build off of that.
I like that. I like that. Cause
I will.
when I started
Mm-hmm.
going for myself into, and this was James Harden Houston era. So I
Right.
started going a lot more to my cross tween, which
Mm-hmm.
I had never really like. That wasn't really me like in my career or anything.
Yep.
But once I started to be, oh, like I can cross tween, or I can cross tween,
Yeah.
or I can
Yep.
cross tween. Like I'm like, oh
Yep.
wait, I can do a lot with just this one, this
Yep.
two dribble combo right here. I could go to the
Yep.
left. I could go cross to the left. I could cross tween, cross back.
Absolutely.
I'm like, oh, there's a lot just here, just with the cross to tween. So I love
Absolutely.
that. I love
Absolutely.
that.
James Harden was the same person for me because I'm like, I'm lefty. So it wasn't a lot going back to what we were talking about before. There wasn't a lot. Yes, there were, but there weren't a lot of left-handed
Mm,
dynamite players
right,
that are
right.
like,
That's true.
yo,
Yeah.
model your game after. So,
Yeah.
I'm in the, I'm always in the gym now, and I started doing the same thing, like, boom, boom. All right, cool, boom, boom, boom. Okay, I'm about to be a little hard now. Let me see what happens. Obviously, I'm not hardened, but it made me that much more comfortable. Like
Hmm.
I know if I do this, he's gonna reach every single time.
Yeah.
Over top, boom, I'm gone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If he overreach, if he baits, reaches, takes away, hollows out, oh, I'm going to my step back. You
Hmm.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you can develop that 1-2 punch, whatever it is, it can be double between. It can be like you said,
Yeah.
between cross. I mean,
Yeah.
anything. I'm saying between because I think between and behind are the most safest things you can set up and explode out of.
Mm.
But develop that and then get your counters off of that.
Mm.
Um, but it's going to take a lot of work. But the beautiful thing about ball handling and not shooting is you don't need a court. Grab your ball, get to work.